Solid, the one you would expect to use like mercury magic, but he uses water magic, and his name's Solid. Solid used to pick on his sister too, when Nozel wasn't looking because he had to, be the head of the family. He had to be the best. They would, pick on Noel, and then, Nozel would be like, hey, Solid, let's go, do our job as Magic Knights, leave the failure behind, don't even acknowledge her. He would be like, well, but I want to like pick on her and shit. But then, he's like, come on, Solid, you have to, do your job. Um, Solid, fought against Noel, right? In the selection to find out who was going to be a part of the, raid on the Eye of the Midnight Sun, like going to their fortress and shit. He ended up losing to or to Noel, goddamn, to Noel, his sister that he thought was a failure. He was like, I can beat you. I beat you every time. This is no different, girl. You were always a failure. Once a failure, always a failure type shit. She was like, no, Solid, I've, done this and done that. You'll see other things. And he did. He ended up seeing an L. But then he was like, well, we might have lost another thing. He's talking to his sister, and he was like, well, we can hold down against these elves and shit. These elves ain't shit. We are nobles, and we can hold down. We're part of the Silver Eagles, right? But then he ended up getting beaten. He was like, oh, fuck. I need my brother Nozel here. These animals are too powerful. These elves are too powerful for me to take on. And, he ended up coming, but he came with Noel too, and they both saved Nebra and Solid. So Solid's weaker than, Noel and Nozel. Nebra, he could probably beat, But Solid, his strength's 82. 84 for the speed, 80 for the durability, 82 for the endurance, 82 for the intelligence, 86 for the close or for the experience. Range skills, 86. 82 for his close skills. 86 for experience, 82 for close skills, 85 for the range skills, 80 for his recoup, and an 81 for his hacks. Overall power score is 82.4 for this boy. But be cooling on the corner. Solid